Welcome back. This is We Talk Football, and I'm gonna start off with this. Have you ever written a check? Have you ever written a check that your team couldn't cash? Well, that's what happened yesterday in the big clash in the PSL with Mamelodi Sundowns beating Kaizer Chiefs 1-0. It was a really good game. I watched it. It was an entertaining game. Um, I don't really get the chance to watch a lot of, South African football because I don't have, a great stream or access to South African football. So when I do get the chance to watch a really nice game, I do. And this was one of them. Um, Unfortunately, Kaiser Chiefs lost, right? I think not many people, if any, were expecting anything other than a loss for Kaiser Chiefs. But I do have to say, we didn't roll out and get our asses kicked, really. We didn't roll out and bow down to the might of Mamelodi Sundowns. I think we put up a good fight, but there are a few key areas where I think Kaiser Chiefs still lack, and that's why we sit eighth with only 25 points in the season. And, it's a little bit of a shame to see Kaiser Chiefs season in, season out in mediocre positions, playing mediocre football. But yesterday wasn't so bad. It's hard to play against Mamelodi Sundowns away at Loftus Versfeld. But I think we did as great as any team could play against Mamelodi Sundowns. Really, got a not a great result, but there's lots to look forward to, and that's what I wanted to look at today. To talk about the game, to see some of the key points and key areas, and let's get into it. I think it's going to be a great video. Before we get into that, please remember to subscribe to our channel at We Talk Football. Leave a comment down below, like, share, tell everyone about it. Look us up on Facebook as well at We Talk Football and on Instagram at We Talk Football 24. So yeah, let's look into this Kaizer Chiefs Mamelodi Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs review. So before the game started, I sent a message. I sent a message to my football group chat with my mates, and I said, I basically tagged Orlando Pirates fans, and I said, watch how you deal with Mamelodi Sundowns. Kaizer Chiefs will teach you how to deal with Mamelodi Sundowns. And of course, like tongue in cheek, there's a little banter there. Of course, I didn't think Kaizer Chiefs were going to do anything other than lose. But just a little fun. And I wrote a check. I wrote a check that my team were never going to check. We're never going to cash out on. And the game started off. Mamelodi Sundowns dominated possession as they always do, anyway, right? But I think as the game went on, you could see that it was going to be more of a contest than what Mamelodi Sundowns thought. I think Mamelodi Sundowns, in their minds, thought they were going to put 3-4 past Kaizer Chiefs. But as the game went on, you could see that Kaizer Chiefs had a clear strategy, be really solid defensively, which is really, really great. I think Dartley and Miguel, they played really well. Frosler did a great job on the left-hand side, and Edmilson as well. Like the back four and the goalkeeper had a solid game. It was a really good, solid back four, and we didn't really allow Mamelodi Sundowns a lot of spaces because they have lethal players. They have lethal strikers and forward players that can just turn a game at any point. Shalulile, Reynes, and I think player of the season right now, Ribeiro Costa, they can just turn a game at any point. Very creative, very fast, diminutive, and they can just turn your defense at any point in any game, really. But I think our defense played really, really well. I think it helps to help. I think it helped to have El and Macht in midfield to solidify things at the back. They helped out a lot. But I think ultimately that was just about that for Kaizer Chiefs, really. Having a great, solid defensive performance where didn't allow Mamelodi Sundowns a lot of spaces to run into to create problems for you, which is great, right? I think that's like when you build a team, I think that's where you have to start. Build a solid base, a great defense, and then you move on to creative players, midfielders, forward players, strikers. And I think right now, right? I think Kaizer Chiefs have a solid base. And I say that, and I say Kaizer Chiefs have a solid base because I think Kaizer Chiefs are, we have been in a rebuild for a while now. And every season, as a fan, you look and you think, okay, is this going to be the year where we break out and we do something great? And it's been season in, season out with Kaizer Chiefs having mediocre performances, finishing in mediocre, really uninspiring positions, really. Like now we're sitting eighth, and it doesn't look like we're going to move anywhere beyond that position, really. Maybe like the hope is to finish in the top eight and qualify for MTN 8 next season. But like that's not what Kaizer Chiefs are supposed to be fighting for. Kaizer Chiefs are probably the biggest team in South Africa. Um, of course, you have Mamelodi Sundowns who've won the most trophies in the South African history. But you can't tell me that Mamelodi Sundowns are a bigger team than Kaizer Chiefs. They are in like financially and achievements. But if you go around the world, people know about Kaizer Chiefs. I work in Japan, and I talk to my colleagues about football, and they know about Kaizer Chiefs. They know about Orlando Pirates. You listen to podcasts in Britain, in England, and they know about Kaizer Chiefs and they know about Orlando Pirates. They don't know about Mamelodi Sundowns. In South Africa, Kaizer Chiefs have the most fans of any club. And I'll say the Kaizer Chiefs have the most fans of any club in any sport: cricket, rugby, football. Kaizer Chiefs have the most fans of any club, of any team in South Africa. The only other team that has more fans than Kaizer Chiefs is the national teams, like the rugby teams, the cricket teams, the Bafana Bafana. But for Kaizer Chiefs to be lingering in eighth position and ninth position, like that's not that, like that's beneath a team like Kaizer Chiefs, really. And it almost feels like right now, it feels like what Man United are going through, what AC Milan have been going through for years, for like maybe a decade or so now. And you want Kaizer Chiefs to build on. But I do think, as I'm saying, we do have a great solid defense that we can build on. I like a few players moving forward, like Mduduzi Shabalala. He's great, he's creative, he can create something. He's a really creative, diminutive player that can make a goal. We've seen him, he's talented. I liked what I saw from Lilepo yesterday. He was very physical. He's big, he's strong, and he can run. He created a chance early on in the game, where he ran past. I can't remember the Suarez. He gave Suarez a really good run down the right hand side. He got into the box and he crossed it, but that's the thing that I'm talking about Kaizer Chiefs. Great defense, but offensively still lacking. There wasn't anyone he could give the ball to. Like I looked at that and I like if he had a shot, if he took a shot there from that tight angle, I wouldn't have had a problem with that because there was really no one. There were two players. Morris was there and Modi was there in the box, but they were both marked. and he couldn't really pass to anyone. He did try to pass it to Morris, but Morris was obviously like he had two defenders on him and he couldn't really get to the ball. So like I think Kaizer Chiefs have a good base and they can build forward from that. I hope we can buy more creative players. I think we do need a goal scoring striker, like a striker who can get us, 15 goals in a season at least, and move on from there. Maybe we can challenge for some trophies, the MTN 8. We can maybe, go far in, other competitions, the Telkom Knockout, Nedbank Cup, maybe. Hopefully we can win a trophy. It's been too long for a club like Kaizer Chiefs, as I'm saying, the biggest club in South Africa. And like Mamelodi Sundowns had a good game. They didn't really dominate that much because they had like 56 ball possession. They had 9 shots, 3 on target, very similar to what Kaizer Chiefs did. Kaizer Chiefs had 44 ball possession, 9 shots, 2 on target. If you watched the game, Kaizer Chiefs' strategy was to soak up the pressure and hit on the counter. But, Mamelodi Sundowns are a really great team. They are great on all levels. Midfield, they have great players. Defensively, moving forward. I've already spoken about their strikers. I've already spoken about how great Lucas Ribeiro is. I think right now he is the best player in South Africa. For a while, I was saying it was Relebohile Mofokeng, but Relebohile Mofokeng really looks tired right now. And I think that's the same for Orlando Pirates. They lost yesterday to Gallants FC. How do you lose to a relegation fighting team if you're challenging for the title? And look, nothing away from Pirates. They're a great team. I think they are challenging for the league title. But at the wrong time of the season, they look weary and tired. They look like they need a break. And you could see that from their best player, Mofokeng. But you definitely don't see that from Ribeiro. Every time he has the ball, he looks dangerous. Players look like you need to collapse on him and close him down as quick as you can. He's great. Even the goal he scored, I mean, that tight angle, right? Another player would be looking to put it back into the box, recycle the ball, hopefully find your teammate. But he was like, nah, I'm taking this game by the scruff of its neck. It's going to be my game. I'm going to make it my game, because it was hard to break it down. It was hard to break down Kaizer Chiefs at that point. And he smashed in a beautiful goal, a volley past Bavuma. Had no chance at near post. I mean, you want your goalkeeper not to be beaten the near post, but the power that Ribeiro generated there was going to be hard for any goalkeeper to stop. And ultimately, right, like champions, that's what champions do. They scored a goal and, they managed the game throughout the end. They didn't really cause Kaizer Chiefs a lot of trouble. They didn't really threaten the goal as you would think a strong Mamelodi Sundowns team would. But they just controlled possession. They were great defensively as well. They didn't concede a lot of chances. They didn't really look like, they were going to concede a goal and put the game under any kind of threat. It was I think it was an easy game for Mamelodi Sundowns. It was a good game to play Kaizer Chiefs. Not too much pressure. We win, and they kept possession really well. They created enough chances to score, and they did that, and they closed out the game. So I think that it's done. The season is done. I think the standings, just look at the standings. Mamelodi Sundowns have 54 points. They lead. Orlando Pirates by 18 points. Fair. Orlando Pirates still have 4 games in hand, But you can't tell me that you look at this Orlando Pirates team and you thinking they will win all their games in hand. And even if they do, they'll still be 6 points behind because Orlando Pirates have 36 points. If they win all four of their games in hand, they'll have 12. They'll get 12 points, and that'll be 48 points. Still will be behind Mamelodi Sundowns. And you also, along the way, you want Mamelodi Sundowns to lose something, to lose a few games. They've lost 2 games all season. They look really good defensively. Mamelodi Sundowns have the best defensive record and the best offensive record. The season is done. Mamelodi Sundowns are the champions. We look forward to the next season. Hopefully, we'll have a challenger. But it doesn't look likely. And that's the thing. I like Orlando Pirates don't have a really bad defense. They have a great defense, I think, as well. Second best in the league, but they just don't score enough goals to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. And I think they have a great defense, good midfield, but they also need a striker who's going to bang in about 15, 20 goals to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. Look at Mamelodi Sundowns. They have Lucas Ribeiro and Reyners as the top 2 scorers in the PSL. Ribeiro with 12, Reyners with 9. That's firepower, right? Like that's league domination, and it's gonna go on. It's just gonna go on. But yeah. Anyway, well done to Mamelodi Sundowns for another title. Winning it in early March. Still have April and May to go. What a team. What a team. Anyway, remember to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Share, subscribe, like. And I'll see you next time. Have a nice weekend. Awareness.